Welcome back to Real Legends Podcast. I'm your host, Bo,
It's me, Dan.
and tonight's movie is The Godfather. Never cross the family.
That was actually a pretty good impression, I will say. This movie came out in 1972.
Yeah, 70s film. Just like you mentioned something about 70s films. Like you were saying they were really good or they looked really good.
I like them. I really like 70s movies. I feel like they have like a very specific vibe to them. And they hit on like a time period where masculinity was still very strong. And it wasn't seen as goofy in any way. You kind of get into like the 90s and like even like the masculine characters are sometimes kind of silly. And in the 70s, they're like,
Even the 80s as well, yeah.
geez, these guys are like, wow.
Yeah, there's no like, well, I don't know. I've never seen every 70s movie, but like I feel like once you get 80s, 90s, you can start to have like goofy masculine roles. Like
Yeah,
Big Trouble in Little China, he's kind of goofy.
exactly.
Although he does still have masculine traits and like takes charge a lot of times.
You
with
look at
things.
Rocky, like,
Yeah.
man, what a freaking, what a just absolute man.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We need to watch that one because I saw part of it at the gym. They were playing it on one of the
Mhm.
TVs, and I was like, "This movie like looks good.
Yeah,
We should watch it."
it's not a bad movie.
It's hard to hate movies that were shot on film, and like the filmmakers and the cinematographers really know what they're doing with the
Mhm.
camera.
And it's all about location. There were no green screens.
Right.
So
Great
every
locations.
every single scene is filmed on location.
Or a great set
Yeah,
that makes you
Or-
feel like you're there.
very true.
Yeah. So it's like that's the beauty of old movies is
It was
just
good.
the craft is so
Yeah,
high.
I totally agree. I like this movie a ton. I think that it's a long movie. It's 3 hours,
Yeah.
and I think that in some moments it kind of drags. And there was a few moments where I felt like it was going to end, but then it just kind of kept going. But overall, I thought it was it really takes you to 1940s, 50s New York in a mob, right? In
Yeah,
the Italian mob.
Italian mob.
I have no idea how it would be, but I felt like now I get it.
I felt completely transported
Totally.
into this universe, or in which feels like very historical and real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, wild.
Very wild. I'm excited to watch the second one.
I was gonna say.
Everyone says the second one is the best.
I also was gonna say. You reminded me, like when you were saying it was long, like and you thought it was gonna end. I feel like this is another movie that you might agree. Where you've said this about other films, where if this was made today, this would have been like 2 films or 3 films.
It'd be 3.
Yeah,
100%. It takes you to the world really well. I think it builds characters really well, and I think that like you're engaged pretty much the entire time. I think sometimes the names kind of get mixed up because you don't know who's who.
Yeah, that's a lot of foreign names.
Yeah, and they're all Italian names, so it's like you have to hear it a few times to know the name.
Right.
And then it is a little long, but overall I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool.
It feels like one of those long movies that's like kind of epic, and so you feel like it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like I kind of want to go on this super long journey with
Yeah.
you because everything's very interesting,
And it's
I'm
not-
really
yeah.
in this world. So it's
Mhm.
like, okay, you're earning my respect and my time
Right.
by telling the story well.
And it's not like there's a lot of low moments where like nothing interesting is happening. Like every single hour basically has an amazing plot, and you're kind of wondering what's going to happen next.
Yeah, this could almost be like a 3-hour miniseries.
Yeah, it really
and
could be.
each part has kind of like its own climax and
Mhm.
payoff and.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. All right. Well, yeah, I think we've kind of said everything I want to say about, general thoughts. Besides, I've never seen the film. This is my first time
Same.
seeing it. I'd seen one scene before.
Is this our first movie that we have both not seen?
No, I'd never seen The Aviator.
Oh, wow.
But we try to forget about that one.
Well, that's what we get for trying a new freaking movie. I'm glad this one was good.
Yeah, I was really scared we were gonna watch this and just like, wow, what a waste of 3 hours.
You're not
Like,
kidding.
obviously, I went in having good expectations because this is helmed as a good film, but I mean, people helm Aviator as a good film, and it's freaking garbage.
Yeah, and they also like Age of Ultron. It's like, what?
All right, we'll save movie news to the end, and we'll just get into this. All right, we're heading into spoilers. But before we do, if you haven't already, go check us out on Real Legends Movie Podcast on YouTube. We're going to be announcing next month's movie. Put out a poll to see which movies you wanted us to watch next month. It looks like people want us really to do Master and Commander because that was the #1 voted for movie at 75%. So it looks like that one's definitely going to be on the docket. We're probably going to watch also Return of the Jedi to round out that trilogy. And then, man, I don't know. I kind of want to watch The Godfather 2. Batman Begins would be a sweet trilogy to start. And Indiana Jones The Last Crusade could wrap up that duology because we're not going to do Temple of Doom.
No, we're not touching that one.
Since it's a prequel, we don't have to. We can just jump straight into
And if we're going to do Batman, we're already...
Yeah, we might not watch the third one.
I was going to say, I don't want to speak for you, but my vote would be not to watch the third one.
We'll just treat that one like a duology.
But then again, I also didn't really want to watch Return of the Jedi, but kind of after you watch the first ones, you feel like you can't stop there.
True.
But
we'll see.
I feel like the third movie in Batman doesn't super like tie in plot wise. It's not like 3 movies that you really need to watch like in order because each one has its own movie. Whereas Star Wars is much more of like a continuation of the same story.
Yeah, it's like, what happens to the Empire? They're still at large. What do we do? But yeah, we're going into spoilers for The Godfather, which everyone listening's probably already seen.
That's true. we're pretty late on this one. One thing I love about this movie is it has a really good way of introducing Don Corleone.
I love the opening scene.
The opening scene is so good.
I was hooked once
because you don't know like who's talking to who, and then all of a sudden you see Don, and he's just like this kind of chill guy. He's kind of a raspy voice, but he's all about respect.
Yeah,
it's all about respect, and you can tell like he just commands so much power and respect in that moment. He talks about friendship and respect, and like that one guy next to him, he's just kind of like, do this. And then he doesn't ask anything else. Do that. He doesn't ask anything else. He just has so much power and influence. And all he has to do is just say, take care of it.
Right.
And all his guys are on it.
Right. No one questions him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the scene with this guy coming to him asking for his help. And he's like, you don't invite me to dinner. You don't invite me over. And all of a sudden you come and ask a favor. That doesn't seem like a friendship. You're asking a lot for someone who doesn't really treat me like a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But now you want my help. Now that you're in a tight corner. I really like it.
It's such a cool introduction to his character. You're just like, dang, Don is such a freaking bad A character. Like, he's so freaking cool. And you don't really know, like, if he's good or bad yet. Because, like, it kind of sounds like the situation that he will help people in is, like, when the police officers won't do their job. And so you're like, okay, maybe he's kind of like a Batman figure where he, like, kind of takes justice into his own hands. And throughout the movie, like, Don's character is revealed to be more and more kind of like a gray character. Mm-hmm. Where, like, he is getting people to cheat on their wives and to gamble and to, drink lots of alcohol and kill people. But he also loves his family more than anything.
Yeah.
He has a really close family and he loves his kids. And he teaches his kids, like, respect and love. And so it's like, he's not a good guy, but he's also not like an iconic like evil villain either. Because like he's like, I don't want to do the drug trade. Like that's not okay. But also like going and killing people and stuff is like not okay either. But it's interesting because like I want to be on his side. I want to be on their side,
right, throughout
the movie. But they're mobsters, right?
Right. But the movie makes you want to be like on their side. Right?
Yeah. But it's like, I don't want them to be doing this bad stuff. But then when the cops show up and they were trying to kill Corleone, the cops were corrupt.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I can't even be on like law enforcement side either because they're paid off.
Right.
And so this time period in New York is a very gray moral, because like, I can't look to the cops for them to do the right thing because they're paid off by one family.
Right.
But I can't look at this family to save me either because they're not doing great stuff. And so it's a very interesting movie in that way because I want to be behind Don the whole time as like he's a great guy, but he's not.
Right.
but he is.
Yeah.
He's a great dad, and he commands respect, and he's awesome. And it's like, it's just so interesting to watch.
I can't imagine living in like that kind of situation where if you lived in a big city like that and the situation is, well, you either kind of get under the protection and support of a family that's kind of running things, or you're left to like fend for yourself.
Right.
Or in the case of this father, his daughter got beat to pulp.
Yeah.
And it's like, Don points out, it's like if we were friends and people knew it, they would have never gone near your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like,
Right.
It's like, do you make friends with the dark figures, or do you fend for yourself and take the consequences?
Yeah, and then
I think if Riley was here, he'd be like, you absolutely do the right thing. You don't deal with bad people. No.
But again, like, even the police officers in this case are not good people either. Like, they're paid off.
Yeah. I think the only solution is to get the heck out of Dodge.
Seriously.
Leave New York, but like easier said than done.
But it still makes for like an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Where like you're like, oh my gosh, these competing factions. It's like Game of Thrones, but real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but yeah. Exactly what it's like. I read part of the first book.
I love how much he loves his family too, though. Like when they get together for the picture and he says, "Where's Michael?"
Yeah.
And he's not there.
It's like, we're not taking the picture without Michael.
We're not taking the pic until Michael gets here. And then
he also, when Michael pulls in his girlfriend, he doesn't be like, no, she's not family. Like, he's like, okay. If he wants her in, she's in.
Yeah. He loves his family. Michael's arc is pretty cool too. And I would say, to answer the question, like,
whose story is it?
I think it is Michael's story. It starts off to be like Don Corleone's, you think it is, but then it ends up being Michael's the whole way around.
I feel like I always felt it was Michael's, just because even though we meet the Don first, like we get introduced to Michael, like, where's Michael? Slow introduction. We reveal it's like, okay, he's in a uniform. He's different than his family. Like he's obviously, he's talking to his girlfriend. He's not even sitting at the family table.
He's a hero.
He's off to the side eating separately from his family at his sister's wedding, when everyone else is at the wedding table, and he's a war hero. And so it's like, okay, this guy is different. This guy is.
And then he even tells his girlfriend, what's his girlfriend's name? Is her name Kay?
I think it is, yeah, Kay.
Yeah, Kay, he says to her, like, I'm not like my family. I'm not into that stuff. I'm like, I put that behind me. And so he's saying, like, I'm not a part of the family.
Yeah, and we end up finding his dad out that his dad never wanted him to be a part of it either. Like, he wanted him to go off and have his own life and not be a part of the family business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that it starts out where he's on a different path, but then gets sucked into this. So maybe, we can just ask that question now, like, what does he want? I think he wants to have just a life separate from his family business.
Yeah.
And, to go, I don't want to say a normal life, but a normal life. Like, find a wife, have a normal job, not be involved in the mob.
Yeah. He kind of comes in, like, later in the story. Like, you see him at the wedding, but you don't really think much of him. It's just like, oh, it's just another guy. At least that's what I thought. It was like, oh, he's just another dude. And then it makes you think that Vito is going to be the main character, because that one actor guy comes into the wedding and he cries and he's like, oh, I didn't get the part. I'm really sad. And Vito's like, be a man, stop crying. We'll take care of it. And then he sends his goons to go take care of it, and he cuts the horse's head off, puts it in the bed. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, you got the part. Great. And it's like, wow. Okay, Vito is crazy. He just gets things done and does not care.
Right, but he's different than some like people, right? Because he gives people an opportunity to do it without any violence or consequences.
It's true.
Right? He's like, you know who I am. This is what I'm asking. And the guy he sends, I really like the guy, actually. He's like his stepson, or like his adopted son.
Yeah.
What's his name? Tom. He's very respectful to people. He's a lawyer. So he's like, I haven't made any threats. I'm being very respectful to you. And this is just the offer. And if you don't like it, then I better get back to him soon, because he doesn't like bad news delivered late. So I got to go. And then, he ends up, he's like, send him a message then, right? Cuts the head off the horse of his like prized horse he's going to breed.
That guy's a freaking idiot for showing him the horse first. Hey, here's this thing that if you're killed, I'd be really sad about. Now let's negotiate. It's like, that's a bad
It's my
move.
prized possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make a deal.
Very stupid. Very stupid.
Yeah, the Don, man.
He's freaking awesome. I love the scene where Kay, is her name Kay?
The girlfriend?
Michael's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Kay asks him, how did your dad help this guy become famous? And he's like, oh, he just, don't ask me about that.
Yeah, let's listen to the song.
And then she's like, come on. And then he's like, okay, fine. And then he tells her the story about how he's like, he offered $10,000 and they said no. And then he went back the next day with Luca, offered him 1,000 and he got it. And she's like, how did that happen? And he just says, put a gun to the back of his head and said, either your signature or your brains are going on this paper.
Yeah. Wild.
He made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Right.
And that phrase keeps coming up over and over again, and you're like, jeez,
Just
man.
take the first offer the Don gives you.
Yeah.
You'll be better off.
Yep. Or you'll be killed, or your horse's head will end up in your bed.
But isn't that a wild, world to live in, where it's like, if someone comes to you, you're better off just doing what you're told than refusing, because they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
There's no oh, he didn't want to, he stood his moral ground, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you either do it or we come back.
Yeah. Yep. And as a gangster, you can't let them know, you have to let them know that if they don't say yes the first time, then you're gonna come back with some muscle.
Exactly.
It's interesting too that he doesn't want Mike to be a part of it,
which we don't really learn until the very end, right?
Because it kind of shows that although being a gangster looks really cool, it is immoral, and it is a hard life for a family. Your kids die.
Yep.
And so he definitely
you always got to be thinking about strategy. He always says there's a line in the movie where he's like, women and children can be careless, men can never be careless. He's like, I've always been thinking. He's like, sorry, I keep repeating this. I always think about. He doesn't say plan ahead, but I can't remember what he says. I never want to be careless.
Yeah. Yeah, and then his son's up getting killed, and it's just a messy life. And so it does look cool and exciting. And I think that's why a lot of young men end up joining gangs, is because it does look awesome. And it is basically the pure expression of masculinity, just going up and getting what you want and being powerful, right? But
Sure.
in the end, it's a sad way to live.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it too, from my understanding, is people want male role models. They want a leader. They want a father figure. And so if they don't have that, or they're not getting it, then that's someone they can look to, where it's like, I have a brotherhood and I have a leader to look up to. And I'm being a man.
Yeah.
And it's
exactly.
But in a lot of ways, it's not being a man. I think we would both agree on, right? Because it's, to me, we've talked about this with other men characters. It's I think your quote was kind of men are someone that sacrifice.
Basically, a man is somebody who sacrifices his time and talents for other people.
Right. He gives of himself so that other people can be safe and protected and provided for.
Specifically in the realms of protection and provision.
Right.
Because women are women who sacrifice themselves, but in the realm of nurturing.
Yeah. Yep. And taking care of their family in other ways.
Because it's not like women don't sacrifice.
Not at all.
They do. They give up their whole body to raise children. And so then men too, we give up our bodies, but in a different way, in providing and protecting.
That duality makes a one whole.
And Corleone does provide and protect.
Right. I was going to get to that. He does provide and protect, but he's choosing to do it in a way that is very immoral.
Yes. Yes.
And so.
But he's also just living in that world, right? He was born into this family with the 5 families, and these guys had been warring apparently back in Italy before they came to America. And so these blood feuds are hundreds of years old, and things just kind of continue on. And so he's just a little domino piece in the line. And you see Michael not wanting it and then being called to action, hey, you need to step up and actually get involved in this.
Well, I want to get into that because I feel like I don't know if there's anything we need to cover before that, but we can just jump into it. Does Michael get called to action? Because I feel like the call to action's not anyone saying, hey, you need to do this. It's more of him seeing what happens and reacting and saying, hey, this is what we need to do. And spoiler, well, we're in spoilers, but he ends up becoming the better Don than his older brother.
Right.
Both his older brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Was one brother's a weenie and his other brother's a hothead.
Fredo and Sonny.
Yep. Sonny's a hothead. Fredo's a weenie. And
weenie is a great word for
he's
Fredo.
a weenie, dude.
Absolutely.
And so Michael's like, this is what we need to do. Like, our father just, like, I don't care. Like, you could say, call it business, call it revenge. Like, they took a shot at our family and they're trying to destroy us. We got to send a message back.
Yeah.
We got to take care of these people. And, like, no one's going to, like, a cop, like, he thinks he can just punch me without any cause. And, what was that, officer harassment or whatever, physical abuse. And nothing's going to happen? No.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works.
Which again is like it's like not a bad thing, right? Like
Right.
Morally, it's not bad to defend your family. And I think the call to action, like you said, it's not someone explicitly saying, hey, come do this.
Right. It's not like Obi-Wan saying, come
right.
be a Jedi.
He's like kind of looking around, not really sure, like.
He's following his brother's lead, but then when like things aren't going the way that he thinks should happen, he's like, I'll go meet and I'll kill him.
Well, there's even the scene where he says, you go and watch for this, Mike. And Mike says, I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to go there. And Mike is like hesitant.
Mm.
But then when Mike goes and visits his dad, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
They're looking for Luca. Luca's been killed, but they don't know it.
Right.
So he says, go to Luca's place and wait for him there. And Michael's like, I'm not part of this little scheme you're doing. I want to be out of it.
Right.
So he actually doesn't want to be a part of it.
True.
But when he goes and visits his dad in the hospital, when he shows up, there's no guards.
Yeah, no one's there. No
The
one's
guards are gone.
Yep.
There's one nurse. And he's like, what the heck is going on? And then he sees the guys pull up and try and kill his freaking dad.
Yeah.
And the police officer punches him in the face. And that is when everything changes.
True.
And he's like, just the meeting where it's like, I'll kill them both.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? That's crazy. And then like, again, because up until this point, Michael has been, I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Leave me out of it. I'm not doing
He
this.
cares about his family, but he doesn't want to be involved in the mob.
And then he's the one who suggests, I'll go kill them.
Yeah.
And that scene is crazy.
Once he sees that they're going to try to kill his dad again and the guards have been removed and the police punch him and they're not afraid to cross his family, he's like, no, we're not doing this. You're not going to kill my dad and you're not going to cross us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is like the big moment
and
of like, I got to do something.
How they plan the whole thing about they put the gun behind the toilet.
Yeah.
They meet at the place. Oh man, I love that scene so much. He's just like,
scene.
He's just chilling there, and the one guy speaking Italian to him, and then he responds to him in English, and he's like, I can't remember his line.
He says, I want you to stay away from my father. And then the guy plays all dumb, like, oh, I'm the one on the retreat. I'm the one getting attacked. And it's like, bro, you just freaking gunned down my dad. You think you're going to sit there and tell me that crap? I was so pissed when the guy was saying that. Like, oh, what are you saying? Like, me? Like, I'm the hunted one. Like, I'm the one that's got to worry. I can't do that. I'm not that clever, kid. It's like, come on, bro. Not that clever.
And he tries to tell him, like, it's just business, too.
Yeah.
He says it in Italian, which is cool because I actually understood what he said.
Yeah.
So it's just good business. You're wondering as an audience member, what is Michael going to do? Does Michael have the guts to go through with this? Michael has done nothing in this movie up until this point.
Right.
That makes me think that he's got the guts for this.
Right.
And he's sitting there and he's, being persuaded one way, and, this guy's like a silver tongue, and he's talking, and I'm wondering, I'm like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, I use the restroom. And you're like, oh! And then he finds the gun, and then he comes and sits down and listens to him for a second, and then he just...
Were you worried when he went to look for the gun he was searching for that it might not be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought maybe not, but then he finds it, but I'm like, dude, does he have the stones to freaking do this? And then he does, and he blasts them away.
So, unfortunately, from my experience of viewing this for the first time, I'd already seen this scene.
Oh, you had?
Because we watched it in film school.
Dang.
Because it builds a lot of tension. And
it did.
And then, like, you probably noticed, too, with, like, right before he shoots them, he's talking to... What's his name? Scazzoni? Bigaroni? Whatever his name is. Something like that. Shoot. There's so many characters.
There's so many.
Something with like an S, right? Scazzoni or like... Whatever. The guy that killed or put the hit on his dad and wants to do drugs dealings.
Virgil. Solozo.
Solazzo. He he's talking to him, and like there's a train in the background, and it just keeps getting louder and louder and screeching and louder, and then he pulls the gun. And like they use that sound design to like build the tension instead of like music, like
it works so well, dude.
Like a train.
It works so well. I was like on the edge of my seat. I turned to Bo while we were watching, and I was like, dude, is he gonna do it? I don't know if he's gonna do it. And then he boom, 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 and shoots him and just throws the gun. Like, again, it's really hard for me to be upset at him because he just avenged his dad and he took out a corrupt cop.
Yeah.
But it's also hard for me to be like, that was amazing. You did it, because it's like you just like murdered 2 people.
Yeah, actually, I don't feel good about it, but like you're at the same time you're kind of rooting for him.
Yes, I found myself
conflicting.
I found myself in this ping pong of morality the whole time. I was like, do I feel good about this? It's hard for me to like root for this guy,
right?
But I want to.
Right. Dang. Such a dark world.
Really is. And that right there would be like the first movie.
Exactly. And
that
flees to Italy.
Yeah, like super awesome movie where it's like your dad gets shot, what do you do about it? And he like, the tension, and then it ends. Like right there, that'd be the first movie. Yeah. And so I was like, dang, I'm so in right now. I'm so freaking in. I think after this though is when the movie hits kind of a lull. I think the middle section when he's in Italy is pretty slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is where the movie is less interesting.
Yeah, we get a lot of like Sonny's in charge. Sonny's and like the sister of the boys is getting abused by her freaking husband, who's a loser.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get like
Carl.
Yeah, we get some Carlo. Carlo.
Is it Carlo?
Yeah, it's Carlo. So it's like there is some stuff happening, but it's kind of like a valley in the film, I feel like. Which is fine, I guess, because we just peeked at that crazy restaurant scene. So yeah, and it's interesting because he goes to Italy, and I think Michael's character starts to really come out or develop there because he has his bodyguards, they see this pretty woman, and they go to a restaurant and talk to the owner. Ends up being his daughter, and he's like, don't go anywhere near her, she doesn't exist. And he's like, I want to talk to that guy, go get him. And then he talks to the father, and he's very respectful, but he's very clear about what he wants, his intentions. He's like, you'd be getting, instead of having a daughter without a dad, you'd be getting a son-in-law. Or like your daughter would be getting a husband.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of all this respectful conversation of like, I just want to get to know her. I want to be respectful to you. I won't do anything to embarrass you. This guy feels like he's in control. Like,
Big Mike,
go get him.
Yeah.
I'm talking to him, and I'm going to tell him respectfully what I want.
Yeah.
But I'm telling him what I want, and I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And it's just wild. And he gets married in Italy.
And then the freaking
after
car
he leaves
blows
his girlfriend, and then she dies. And it's just like, whoa, I did not see that coming.
I didn't either.
I thought he was going to take her back to America.
Yeah. It does show that, like, again, the ties in the mafia are just so tight. Like, even if you're in Sicily, you're not hiding.
Yeah.
His guard is the one who plants the bomb.
Yeah, he should have freaking went to Africa, bro.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere. I don't know. They probably have ties there, too. Like, just anywhere he goes, the mafia knows, dude. The mob is just there.
Yeah, that's what's kind of scary about it. It's like, there's nowhere to hide.
One other interesting thing that I forgot to mention was
Forever,
before he kills the police officer and Lozalo, what's his name?
Solazzo.
Before he kills both of them, he says we could just write it in the paper that he was a corrupt cop.
We have connections there.
And it's like, wow. These guys are literally the most powerful people in the city. Yeah. Like, literally the government doesn't have bleep on them.
Or the media.
Yeah. Like, they control everything.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's very interesting. Anyways, that just kind of goes to show the power of the mob, even if he's in Italy, and then they can spin any story they want because they have control of things.
And, like, it shows Mike's mind, like, that he's more fit to be a clear thinker, leader, and have a plan. Yeah, like, utilizing what he has at his disposal. versus Sonny, I feel like doesn't really do a good job at that.
Sonny's so emotional, and he just flies off the handle and doesn't really think about stuff. And he's also unfaithful.
Yeah.
Whereas Mike is never unfaithful.
Yeah. I mean, he leaves his girlfriend and goes gets married, but he does leave her.
He respectfully breaks up with her and says,
Yeah.
"Move back to New Hampshire for
Yeah.
your safety."
Right. Yeah. So I agree.
And he's not just sleeping around with the village girl either. He gets
Right.
married to her first.
Yeah, he gets to know her, and he gets to know her father and family first.
Yeah.
And he earns her respect and his respect and trust. And
that's why he's such a dope character, though, that you're like, oh, I am on your side. Because he
Right.
does stuff like that. You're just like, dude, you're so freaking cool. Such a man.
It is wild when he comes back, jumping ahead, and he tells his ex-girlfriend, like, I love you and I want to get married and have kids. And just like, but if your Italian wife was still alive, you'd probably be in New York.
Hey, man, you move on.
Yeah.
Right. The part that I was talking about that, again, is just a very, like, 70s move, but it's also, like, a very cool masculine move, is when she says to him, Kay says to him, no, it's too late. It's too late. Why are you coming to me now? It's too late. I don't want to do this. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's just like, we're going to have a family and I love you. And the car pulls up and he just opens the door for her.
Yeah.
She just goes right in.
I feel like, too, that, like, that feels, and I don't know because I wasn't there, it feels more real to the time and culture.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know, I feel like our society and culture's changed a lot with men and masculinity and, like, just the roles of, like, courtship and men and women, to where it's like, but as soon as he's like, I want a family, I want kids, I love you, and opens the car door, like, that's, like, all you need to do for a woman. I'll be your protector and provider, and we're going to have family and kids. And they're like, finally, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I need to know.
It's really interesting because
But today it's like...
a common critique that I hear all the time from women, though, is that men are not pursuing them. Men are not, like, being assertive enough. And it's because that attitude right there that he displayed has just been beaten out of us. To not be like that. To not be assertive and, like, getting what we want. It's stupid.
But I agree. In general, I think women want and men need to be pursuing, and they need to be confident.
And that's what this movie just shows so clearly. Is he's just like, I literally came here for you, and we're going.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. And then he's like, yes. And she's like, okay.
Right. So Don Vito recovers, which I didn't know if he was going to.
True.
But he does recover. And his brother, Sonny, I do like about Sonny that he doesn't let anyone mess with his sister.
True.
Carlo tells his sister to shut up at the dinner table, and he's like, don't ever tell my sister that.
Yeah.
And his mom kind of says, like, hey, don't get between husband and wife. But at the same time, it's like, you don't treat my sister like that. Because look where it leads. And he's abusing her. He has to beat him up. Doesn't learn his lesson, but also uses beating her again as a trap for Sonny to come and get killed. And Sonny dies. And this happens while Mike's still in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So now Mike even has a bigger call to be involved in the mob family.
Yep.
Because his other brothers are weenie. His dad's still recovering. And he obviously is the best option for the family to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes crazy from there.
Yeah.
Mike starts being put in charge of the family. His dad's kind of like teaching him about the way of leading the mob family and how you always want to be not careless. And he's like telling him, like, hey, if the families want to meet again, it's to set you up to kill you. And so he follows his dad's advice, figures out that he's going to get killed, finds the mole, kills him, and then he but he ambushes all the heads of the five family. Just wipes them out.
He also kills Carlo.
Yeah, and he kills Carlo after that.
Was that after?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think because he's like, you got Sonny killed. You betrayed us, and you got him to come out. And the whole thing with beating my sister wasn't, like, you think I'm not right? Like, you're insulting my intelligence. Like,
I love that.
I
love that scene.
So good.
So good.
So good.
Don't lie to me, Carlo.
Yeah.
Insults my intelligence and makes me very angry.
Yeah. That's a great line.
Dang, dude.
Like,
this guy.
bro.
And like the lighting in that scene too. Half
Oh.
of his face is light, half of it's dark.
Yeah.
It looks so awesome.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful
Dude,
film.
he kills everybody. And then when he's
Yeah.
kind of asked about it, he's like, I'm just tying up loose ends, taking care of family business. Like it's nothing. Like bro just kills all of the leaders. He sets up and like it's a really cool scene because it's when the godson is being baptized
Yeah,
and you get these flashbacks of like or like
just
these
cutting to others,
these
people
mon-
doing other
and it's
things.
like what has even happened?
Yeah,
You have
I had no
clue.
idea what was going on.
And then all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. Everybody is dead, and all of the people that were carrying guns were working for Michael.
Yep. So
It's like,
wild.
dude, Michael is even harder than Corleone. Corleone was like, I'm a man of my word. I
Yeah.
don't want to have this fight. And Michael's like, bring it on. Let's freaking fight.
Yeah. It's like he's kind of at no choice at this point too, though, because we find out, we kind of skip past this, but the Don figures out that this other rival family is actually being influenced by another family who's kind of taking control of like the whole city, almost, or all the families, because it's like, oh, they're working together against me. It's not just one guy that wants to do drugs and me that's opposed. It's actually this other guy using him as a pawn. And the whole time I should have known. I don't know if he says he should have known, but it's like it was this guy the whole time that's really in charge. And so the whole, like the five families are moving against the Corleone family. And so Michael really has no choice. I feel like at that point it's like you're either going to get squashed and cornered, or you got to take out everyone and just take charge.
And he does. And he does it creatively. Like he boxes that one guy in the revolving door, shoots him. The other guy dresses up as a police officer, is giving him a ticket. So the one guy comes out and then just pop, 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 kills him. And then like one guy's waiting for them to get up the top of the elevator and he's got a shotgun, blows him away.
He goes up all those stairs to be waiting for him.
Like he planned it all out. And Michael, the scene in Vegas with Mo Green.
Yeah.
Where Mo's like super mad at him and he's like, how dare you come here and offer me this? This is my casino. I can talk to the Bassinis all I want. They're going to back me up. Like, you don't even know what you're doing here.
Yeah.
And Michael's just like, I need a number. He's just calm, collected, in control. He leaves and then he's like talking to Fredo. Don't you ever disrespect the family like that again.
Yeah, don't ever take sides against the family, ever.
Dude, Michael's just him.
But he does it respectfully too, though. Even then, when he could have been very angry, he's like, I love you. You're my older brother. You don't ever take sides against the family.
So awesome. And then he ends up killing Green while he's getting his little back rub.
Yeah. Bro.
Freaking
like,
awesome.
Yeah, that guy thinks the
Corleone
family like is dying out, but Michael shows him, bro, like, nope, we are going to be the only ones in charge. You should have made the deal.
Dude.
We're getting your hotel
That's
anyway.
why I'm so excited to watch the second one, bro, because it sets it up so well. And then, like, at the very end, it's like, he kills Carlo, he kills all the other guys, and so people are going to be mad at Michael. But he is the boss now.
Yep.
And then Corleone, Vito dies in the garden with the kid.
Yep.
Right?
Sad.
And so it's like, Michael's in charge now.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, I want to watch the second one so bad.
His wife comes in and confronts him, and he's like, don't ask me about my business. And he gets very upset. And then he's like, I'll tell you this one time. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to tell her? Like, she could spill the beans. What could happen? And then he lies.
He does.
She's like, oh, okay.
Which again is like, dang it, Michael, I want to freaking like you, but you just lied to your wife.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very bad. Oh, it's so tough.
I think that the actors they got in this movie were so perfect for their roles.
Absolutely.
Every single, like, I think that first of all,
Marlon Brando for
dude, his like
Corleone.
lip kind of coming out like this.
Yeah.
And his like very small voice like this. Dude, it's so perfect.
Oh yeah.
He's like the perfect gangster character.
Especially like Godfather, like the what would you call it? The patriarch of the family, like perfect. And then Sonny, James Cain does a great job at being the oldest hothead guy.
Yeah.
I really like Tom Hagen, played by Robert Duvall. And then, I mean, Al Pacino as Michael.
Dude, his name is Al Pacino. That's hilarious.
You know this guy.
I've heard of that name, but I thought that was like a gangster.
It is a gangster name.
Al Capone is the name. That's who I'm thinking of. Al Capone.
Al Pacino is just as gangster, though. I'm sure he's in the mob.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, yeah, he's a legendary actor. But a lot of his movies are like hard R movies, so I haven't watched too many of them.
Dude, I love Marlon Brando. Come to me in the day of my daughter's wedding. This isn't friendship. It's so good. I could watch him on like endless loop.
I know.
Just saying cool things. I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Just like the way he speaks is just so. It's like calm, but because it's calm, it's just powerful. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. If they had like a 10-part, 12-part, 8-part like hour episode series just about like him, like a prequel with just him. Like, just because his character is so cool, I'd be like, let's go.
Have you ever watched The Sopranos?
I have not.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah. So that might be worth visiting.
Yeah. Might be.
Now that we're into this Italian mafia stuff. Again, dude, it's really hard for me to like, to feel like I loved the movie because it is about bad people
doing bad things,
but it's like,
but sometimes
it's for
so
good
cool.
reasons. Yeah, it's so cool. Why are bad things so cool? Dang it. I'm so drawn to like these just masculine characters who are just tough and rugged and take what they want, but I'm like, that's not totally correct.
Right. Because as we talked about last week with like how Jedi are painted, like they're godly men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Serious mind.
Yeah.
They're patient.
Mm-hmm.
They are they're never rushing in or in a rush. They're not emotional.
Yeah.
Which like the Dawn kind of reflects a lot of these
Exactly.
things, but then like Obi-Wan's like force is used for defense, never attack.
Yeah.
And
that's this is gonna be kind of a weird tangent, but there's a reason why so many people are attracted to Andrew Tate. You know who that is?
Yeah.
He's like the very like Vito kind of personality where like, well, he's honestly more like Sonny.
Yeah.
Where he's like tough and rough and he takes what he wants and he's assertive and he's confident, and it's like that is technically better than what the masculinity of Hollywood is offering.
Yeah,
because the masculinity of Hollywood is be a beta who has no opinions, who does whatever his wife says, and can't ever do anything because he's afraid to be quote unquote toxic.
Or is a dummy.
Yeah, or he's exactly. Or he's
impotent.
Or he's a total moron, or he's silly.
Yeah.
It's like if your options are silly, dummy, incompetent, incapable, or rugged, tough, abrasive, rude, sexist, a lot of men are going to pick the latter option.
Right, because it's more an imitation of what a real man is.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I think that's partially why like Vito and Michael are such cool characters, is because they exemplify a lot of things that are close to like perfect masculinity, like calmness under pressure, competence, providing, protecting.
Yeah.
But they still lack that like more empathetic, calm, kind side. And you're not killing people, and you're not having them gamble, and you're not getting them into alcohol, and you're not cheating on people. Like, you're not giving into the vices. Like, your business is not vice. Your business is goodness, right?
Contributing in positive ways to society.
Yeah. And so it definitely falls more on the masculine side, but it's not like,
but used for ill purpose.
Yeah.
Or ill will.
And that's like, it's a fair critique if people say like, you don't want to be toxically masculine, because that totally exists.
Sure.
Absolutely. But toxic femininity also exists.
Oh, yeah.
And we never talk about that. And so it's like, if you just only talk about toxic masculinity, femininity will go really, really bad. And then you're going to get a lot of men who are actually toxic. If you're not providing them like an actual proper example of what good masculinity looks like.
Yeah, we have the sexes battling instead of working together, which is what they used to.
True. But the point of me saying all this is basically like part of the reason why I am drawn to Michael and Vito is because they are not the feminine beta cucks that we're supposed to emulate today.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So almost anything is better than what we have today.
Yeah.
Like the Hulk in the new Avengers movie where he's like, he has glasses on. You want to talk? It's like, get out of here.
Do you have any other thoughts before we wrap it out with our scores and
No, it was a great movie. I would
Yeah.
absolutely recommend it to people.
Legend movie. I'm
Totally.
saying it.
I cannot wait to watch the second one.
I'm so stoked for the second one. We'll probably have to watch that one next month. So, whatever I said earlier about movies watching next month, Godfather 2 is on the list.
Absolutely.
So, might have to push Batman off or something.
It is fun to watch a movie that you like and that's new. It makes you feel great. Like, oh, this was a new cool thing.
Oh yeah, that's another great benefit. For this is that
Whole new world.
yeah, it's like I love watching a new movie I've never seen before. That's awesome.
Yes.
It's so fun.
I would give this a 8. Probably an 8 out of 10. It would be a 9 if they cut a lot of the fat and made it just a little more trim. I think my biggest critique was that it just feels a little long at points.
Yeah, I totally respect that. So yeah, I'll say 9 for this. I do agree that it's pretty long, but I feel like it's a cool journey to go on, and I was okay with it. All right, man. Well, we will catch you at the cinema concession stand.
Catch on the flippity flop.
Oh yeah.
Come to me in the day of my daughter's